This might not be a metaphor. This could very well be the moment you've been waiting for. The fact that you clicked on this video right now, at this exact point in time, is no coincidence. It's like a small quantum event manifestation. According to quantum decoherence and the observer effect, your timeline isn't just a fixed path. It's more like a wave of possibilities, constantly shifting until a moment of observation collapses it into reality. And right now, this video could be that very catalyst for you. Over the next hour, you're not just going to learn about this profound shift, you're going to experience it. I'm about to share with you the Timeline Unlock Protocol, a simple sequence designed to guide you through the transition you may already feel unfolding. It will move you from a space of anxious waiting into one of deliberate creation. To truly understand the power of this moment, let's first explore the fascinating nature of the universe itself. Physicists studying the quantum realm have discovered that a fundamental particle, like an electron, doesn't exist in a single place until it's observed. Before we measure it, it exists as a cloud of possibilities, an uncertain wave of potential that can occupy many positions at once. This is known as superposition. The electron is in 1,000 different places at once. It represents a wave of infinite possibilities. But the moment a conscious observer measures it, that wave collapses, and the electron chooses a single point in space and time to become real. All the infinite possibilities narrow down into one actuality. In essence, the act of observation is the act of creation. In many ways, your life has been in superposition. For weeks, months, maybe even years, you've been standing at the threshold of many possible futures. A future where you take the leap. A future where you stay where you are. A future where you become the person you've always wanted to be. And even a future where you remain stuck in the same patterns. All these possibilities have been surrounding you, unseen, but present, guiding you. Your intuition, that quiet inner knowing you can't always explain, has been quietly leading you here, to this very moment. It's been calling you to make the decision to collapse that wave of possibilities into a single, powerful reality. If this message resonates with you and affirms that deep, inner knowing, click the like button now. It's your first conscious step toward making the change. It's a small act of measurement. You've likely felt it, haven't you? That strange mixture of excitement and nervous anticipation, like you're on the edge of something big. There's a sense that something within you is about to shift, like your entire identity is about to change. Maybe you've noticed the signs, the repeating numbers, the synchronicities, the little coincidences that seem to whisper to you. But then, the next morning, you wake up and everything feels the same. The same bed, the same routines, the same challenges. This is not a sign of failure. You're not doing anything wrong. In fact, this is a sign that the old timeline, the one you're starting to outgrow, is finally reaching its natural conclusion. You may have even experienced moments where, upon waking, you felt like a stranger in your own life. You look at your surroundings, your relationships, your own reflection, and wonder, how did I get here? This isn't mine. That feeling, though unsettling, is your consciousness beginning to step into a new timeline. While the physical reality may still seem to play out the old script, your inner self is already making its way to something new. You might have also noticed that the things that once motivated you, the goals, the career, the desires, just don't feel the same anymore. It's not that you're depressed or apathetic. It's more like your soul has outgrown these old dreams and is no longer willing to invest energy into a role it's no longer meant to play. And yes, you may have noticed some disruption, events that seem to come out of nowhere, clearing your path. The job that ended unexpectedly, relationships that suddenly shifted, plans that fell apart. These may have felt like setbacks or losses, but I want you to understand that they're not. These events are the universe clearing away the old, making space for something new, because your old reality can no longer hold the vision of who you are becoming. To make sense of all this, imagine your life as a movie being projected onto the screen of spacetime. The universe, your higher self, is the projector, and the timeline you're on isn't a fixed path. It's like a sequence of frames, each one waiting for you to choose the next. Imagine that your life is like a single, complete reel of film. For a long time, you've been living within one specific story. It has a title, a plot, a set of characters, and you, the central protagonist, have been at the heart of it. But it's not just you. It's the version of you that belongs to that particular story, the one shaped by its narrative. You've been living as the character in this movie. The feelings you've been experiencing lately, the anxiety, the disorientation, the sense that something is coming to an end, are all signs that this chapter of your life is beginning to close. The reel is old and fragile. It's starting to sputter in the projector gate. The image flickers, the sound warps, and the story begins to skip and tear. The chaos you might be seeing in your life right now is like the burn marks on the celluloid. The film is losing its integrity. It's coming to its natural conclusion because you, the consciousness that's been giving it life, are preparing to step away from the screen. This transmission, this moment, is where you stop being the character who's lost in the story. It's the moment when you wake up. By the end of this transmission, you won't just be a character in the movie anymore, nor will you be a passive observer. You'll be standing by the projector itself, fully aware of its mechanics, the light, and its power. You'll be ready to gently stop the old film, the one that's been sputtering, and consciously load a new one, the reel for your greatest timeline. This new story has been waiting for you in the archives of infinity, waiting for the right moment when you're ready to play it. You're about to shift from being a passive audience member to a conscious director of your own life, from being simply affected by your reality to becoming its very cause. You've felt it, haven't you? The old film sputtering, that strange sense that your life has reached its final scenes. But there's been a question that's been quietly nagging at you. If it's over, why does the film keep playing? Why do you wake up in the same world with the same characters, reading from the same script? The answer to this is not a psychological one, it's physical. To understand why you felt stuck, we first need to take a look at the physics behind the film. You've been taught to think of time as a single, linear path, a railroad stretching from a fixed past to a singular future. But this is a misunderstanding of how reality works. Quantum physics, particularly ideas like the many worlds interpretation, suggests a much more expansive view. Instead of imagining the universe as a simple railroad, think of it more like an infinite radio dial. Every possible reality, every potential timeline, is already broadcasting right now, each one on its own unique frequency. There's a timeline where you became the celebrated artist you've always dreamed of. There's a timeline where you moved to that city you've always imagined. There's a timeline where that great love you thought you lost is thriving. These aren't just dreams or fantasies. They're real timelines that already exist. These realities, these timelines, are stable, coherent, and are constantly broadcasting at different frequencies. Your consciousness acts like the receiver, and your emotional and vibrational state acts as the tuner. For a long time, you've been tuned to a single station. Let's call it 98.7, the station of familiar struggle. The music plays predictably, the news sounds the same, and the voice you hear most often is the one of your inner critic. But right now, your greatest timeline is also broadcasting, crystal clear, just on a different frequency. Let's call it 104.5, Sovereign Creation FM. Shifting timelines is not about pushing forward along a narrow path, trying to force yourself to build a new future brick by brick. It's not about a struggle at all. It's simply about changing the station. It's an act of retuning the receiver of your consciousness from the static-filled broadcast of the old reality to the clearer, more harmonious one that's waiting for you. A timeline, then, isn't just a story that unfolds. It's a stable frequency band, a coherent energetic state that you inhabit. It's the energy that shapes everything you experience, from the people you meet to the thoughts you think, to the opportunities that appear in front of you. You might be wondering, how does this shift actually work, practically speaking? It starts by understanding the inertia of your current timeline. This is why you might feel like you're stuck, like your radio dial won't budge. This is a key concept, one I call timeline inertia. Your current reality has built up energetic momentum over time. Picture your quantum film projector again. The reel of your old life is large and heavy, and it's been running for years, even decades. It has built up a tremendous amount of rotational force. When you decide you want to make a change, you can't expect that giant reel to stop instantly. It takes time and a shift in how we understand the forces keeping it spinning. These forces can be broken down into three primary elements. 1. Your subconscious beliefs. These are the deep, foundational codes of the old film. They're the structure and logic that support the current reality. 2. Your habits and routines. These are the well-worn grooves of the projector. They've become so entrenched that it feels like the path of least resistance to keep playing the same movie, day after day. 3. The collective energetic agreements. These are the expectations and beliefs of the people around you, your family, your friends, your society. They are like the powerful sound system in the theater, playing the same loud soundtrack of your old story, making it difficult to hear anything else. This inertia is why shifting your reality can feel so challenging. It's why you might have moments of deep spiritual clarity, only to wake up the next day and feel like nothing has changed. You're not struggling against your own weakness. You're pushing against the physical momentum of a deeply entrenched energetic system. For a moment, take a breath and notice. What part of your old story feels most fragile? What part feels the most ready to dissolve right now? This timeline inertia is the exact reason why your previous attempts at change have felt frustrating and even futile. You've been using the wrong tools because you've misunderstood the real problem. You thought you had to change the character, but what you needed was to change the film itself. Let's take a look at 3 common strategies that haven't worked as well as you hoped. You've probably tried at least one of these. 1. Affirmations. You stood in front of the mirror, looking at the character in the story of Not Enough, and tried to convince them to say, "I am abundant." But you were trying to layer a new soundtrack over an old film that's already playing at full volume. The visual, emotional, and energetic signature of the film was screaming scarcity, while your affirmations were barely a whisper of abundance. The result wasn't a new reality. It was cognitive dissonance, an energetic conflict that left you feeling like a liar, because your affirmation was drowned out by the stronger frequency of your old timeline. 2. Visualization. You spent hours visualizing your ideal life, your dream home, a loving relationship, a thriving business, and it felt good in the moment. But when you opened your eyes, the same old set was still there, the same old projector was still running. The inertia of your current reality would immediately pull you back into its orbit. Visualization, without understanding how to switch the reel, is like visiting a theme park based on another movie. It's enjoyable for a while, but when the visit ends, you have to return to the reality that's actually being projected. 3. Acting as if. Perhaps the most exhausting strategy of all, you tried to act as if you had already achieved your desired reality. You walked with confidence, made decisions like the person you wanted to become, but it felt inauthentic. It was like trying to perform a Shakespearean monologue on the set of a sitcom. The props didn't match the performance, the other characters didn't know their lines, and the entire energy of the environment resisted you because you were an anomaly. It drained you because you were exerting enormous energy trying to change the performance of a single character, when the real power lies in choosing a completely different film. This brings us to the nature of the signs you've been waiting for. You've been taught to look for mundane signs, but the signs you're seeking may be subtler than you think. A feather resting on the sidewalk, repeating numbers on the clock, a song on the radio that touches your soul. These are beautiful moments, quiet signals from other frequencies. They are subtle reminders from the universe that other timelines, other possibilities are already in existence. They're like movie posters in the lobby of a cosmic cinema, showing you glimpses of what's playing elsewhere. They confirm the potential for change, but they don't make the change happen. They are gentle reassurances, not active catalysts. A true quantum sign, the real sign you've been waiting for, is not a whisper. It's more of a disruption, a rupture in the fabric of the old reality. To continue with our metaphor, a true sign is the sound of the film tearing. It's a glitch in the projection. It's the moment when a frame gets stuck in the gate and begins to burn, filling the theater with the smell of melting celluloid. That glitch, that unexpected interruption, breaks the hypnotic spell of the narrative. It shatters the inertia of the timeline you've been living in. For the first time, the audience, you are forced to look away from the story on the screen and become aware of the projection mechanism itself. A quantum catalyst sign is a pattern interrupt so profound, so jarring, that it momentarily halts the momentum of your old reality. And in that pause, in that brief moment, you're given something powerful, an opportunity to stop the machine. This transmission, this very video you're experiencing right now, has been carefully designed from its very first moment to be that interruption. Its structure, its language, its core frequency, are all crafted to be the anomaly that glitches the timeline you've been living in. It's the tear in the film that catches your attention, that brings you out of the old story and makes the change you've been yearning for not just possible, but inevitable. For years, perhaps even lifetimes, your spiritual work has been based on a subtle misunderstanding. You've been trying to change the character. You've spent so much time, energy, and intention trying to reshape the person you see in the mirror. You've used affirmations to change the character's lines. You've visualized the character's circumstances shifting. You've tried to make them feel differently, act differently, be different. And in that process, you've felt the friction, the exhaustion, the quiet, deep sense of hopelessness that comes after countless attempts to rewrite a script that seems to play out the same scenes over and over again. But now, hear the truth. You've been fighting a battle on the wrong field. You've been trying to solve an equation without fully understanding the nature of the variables. You've been looking at the movie screen, the story of your life, and believing that the character you see there is you. That your identity, your power, your very existence are tied to the narrative of that film. What if that was the illusion? What if the struggle, the inertia, the reason nothing truly shifts is because you've mistaken who you are? Take a moment and breathe. Let that sink in. The central revelation, the paradigm shift that unlocks everything, is not about a technique. It's not a process. It's simply a remembrance, a return to the truth of your nature. Prepare for this, because once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here it is. You've been trying to rewrite the script for a character in a movie. But the great revelation is this: you are not the character. You're not even the director standing behind the camera. You are the pure light of the projector. You are the light, the silent, formless brilliance that shines through the film, giving it the appearance of life. The character on the screen, its history, its wounds, its triumphs, its fears, is nothing more than a pattern on a strip of celluloid. It has no life of its own. It is your light, your consciousness, that makes it appear real. The film doesn't define you. You are what makes the film visible. What if the work isn't about building a new timeline, but simply about giving yourself permission to let the old one come to a gentle end? Take a moment to let that sink in. This realization can shift everything for you. It reframes every spiritual concept you've learned and every effort you've made so far. What this means is that you don't have to fight against the old character. You don't need to heal it, fix it, or transform it. The struggle with old habits, the wrestling with past mistakes, and the shame you felt, this was the character fighting against its own script. But as the light, you have a different kind of power. It's not about force, it's about focus. You simply withdraw your attention, your energy, your belief from that old film. You stop feeding it. The character doesn't have to die, it just ceases to be animated. The movie fades away because the light has turned elsewhere. There's no battle. There's just a simple choice of where to shine. This understanding means you don't have to build a new timeline from the ground up. Imagine how exhausting it would be to create a new reality piece by piece. That's what the character tries to do. But as the light, you have access to an infinite archive of films that already exist. Your greatest timeline is already there, a pristine, unplayed reel waiting in the quantum field. It's not something you have to painfully construct. It's something you simply need to choose. Your dream career, your deep and meaningful love, your vibrant health, all these realities already exist, fully formed. They're waiting for one thing, for you to shine your consciousness upon them. All the effort, the struggle, the pushing you've done in the past, it was unnecessary. It was like the projector's light trying to physically rearrange the actors in the scene. But your power is not in manipulation. Your power is in illumination. Your only task is to decide which film to play. The very foundation of spiritual struggle comes from the mistaken belief that you are the character. But once you remember that you are the light, the concept of struggle becomes irrelevant. Why would the light struggle? It simply shines. The feeling of weariness, of effort, that's the character trying to force something. The light doesn't need to exert effort. It simply is. This is where the most profound freedom lies. Your greatest timeline isn't something you need to earn or prove yourself worthy of. The character believes it must go on a hero's journey, slay dragons, and earn a happy ending. But the light knows that all timelines, all possibilities, are equally available. Worthiness only exists in the script of the film. It doesn't apply to the light that brings the film to life. Your greatest timeline is not a reward for good behavior. It is simply your natural state, waiting for you to claim it. You can step into it as soon as you stop investing your energy into the lesser versions of your reality. This is how you shift to your desired timeline, not through force, but through a profound and permanent change in identity. The shift you've been looking for is not a difficult, bone-jarring jump from one reality to another. It's not a grueling climb up a metaphysical mountain. It is an effortless change of focus. Imagine you are in a dark room, and there are two movie screens in front of you. For most of your life, you've been staring at the screen on the left, absorbed in the drama unfolding there. You've believed that this is the only reality. Shifting timelines is not about running up to that screen and trying to change the movie. It's about turning your head to look at the screen on the right. That's it. It's as simple as withdrawing your attention, your focus, your belief, your light, from what no longer serves you, and gently placing it upon the reality that aligns with your true desires. The feeling of force, of struggle, that's the character. The feeling of allowing, of illuminating, of choosing, that's the source. It's a quiet pivot, a gentle release, a peaceful reorientation of your consciousness. There's no violence in it, no resistance, just a simple, powerful choice. Your new identity is this: the source, the awareness, the light. In the old model of reality, you may have thought, I'm a person trying to create my reality. This model implies separation. There's a creator and a creation. It implies effort is needed to bridge the gap between who you are and what you wish to experience. The new model, the true model, is this: I am the awareness that makes reality possible. There is no separation. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. Realities, timelines, experiences, they are not things you create out there. They are possibilities you illuminate from within. You are the constant. The timelines are the variables. Live from this place, breathe from this place, starting right now. You are not just the person experiencing the timeline. You are the consciousness choosing to light it up. This is the master key. This is the revelation that precedes the final activation. You are the light, And now it's time to choose which film you will play. This is not just a theory. You are the light, and you have already started to withdraw your focus from the old film. The proof isn't somewhere in the distant future. The proof is here, now, in the so-called challenges of your current reality. They are not problems. They are artifacts. They are glitches in the old code, appearing as the timeline begins to lose its structural integrity. You may have been misinterpreting these glitches as setbacks or signs that you're failing. But I'm here to tell you, they are the definitive signs that you have already succeeded. They are the symptoms of the old film dissolving. Let's take a moment to decode the 3 most powerful signs you've likely been experiencing. These are the most common and profound signals that you are shifting. The first and most dramatic is what I call the chaos catalyst. This is a sudden, often jarring wave of external disruption. It might feel like the universe has pulled the rug out from under you. It could look like a relationship ending unexpectedly, a job loss out of the blue, a financial setback that seems impossible to overcome, or a health crisis that brings everything to a halt. Your logical mind, trained by the old script, may immediately label this as a catastrophe. It might tell you, "This is wrong, I'm going backward, my life is falling apart." But from the perspective of the quantum projectionist, this is not a collapse, it's a demolition. Imagine the film of your old life has reached its final scene. In order to load the new reel, the entire set of the previous movie must be cleared away. The props must be taken down, the backdrops dismantled, and the entire sound stage emptied to make space for the next great production, your highest timeline. The chaos catalyst is the universe sending in the demolition crew. The job you secretly disliked, the one that became a cage for your soul despite your outward success, it needs to go. The relationship that once reflected the frequency of your past self, but no longer aligns with who you truly are, must dissolve. The financial structures that kept you in a small, limited reality, those need to be dismantled as well. This chaos is not punishment. It is the most profound act of grace. It is the universe clearing the stage for you because, as the light, you have withdrawn your energy from that old scene. The old set can no longer sustain itself without your focus, so it crumbles. Let me share an example of this. A client of mine, let's call her Amelia, had built her entire identity around being a high-powered attorney in a prestigious firm. It was her identity, her family's pride, her measure of success. But for years, she felt a quiet emptiness inside. The light on that old film was dimming. She wanted to become a healer, to work with energy, but she didn't see how that could ever happen. Then the chaos catalyst arrived. A corporate merger led to her entire department being eliminated. Her 6-figure salary, her corner office, her identity gone overnight. She was devastated, scared. Her old script told her she was a failure, but through this work she reframed it. This was not an ending. This was a demolition. The gilded cage had been torn down for her. The chaos wasn't the problem. It was the answer to a prayer she had been too afraid to voice. Freed from the inertia of her old timeline, Amelia used her severance pay to get certified in the healing modality she had always dreamed of. Today, she runs a practice that fills her with a sense of purpose she never thought was possible. The chaos was the catalyst. It was the universe clearing the way for her new path. In the comments, feel free to share which of these dissolving timeline signs you've experienced recently. Your story might just be the final piece of the puzzle for someone else in this community. The second sign of the old film dissolving is what I call identity amnesia. This can be a deeply unsettling internal experience. One morning you wake up, look in the mirror, and a quiet thought arises. I don't know who I am anymore. The goals that once felt so important now seem hollow. The passions that used to define you now feel like distant memories, almost like hobbies belonging to someone else. The relationships you once cherished may feel far away, as if you're observing them through a window. This isn't depression, though it can often be mistaken for it. Depression is a state of powerlessness, but this is something different. It's a state of formlessness. This is the ultimate proof that you, the light, have stopped illuminating the character you used to play. The script for that character has run its course, and you are no longer animating the puppet. The emptiness you feel is not a void. It's a space. It's the sacred clearing that comes before the embodiment of your true, infinite self. The old identity has to dissolve before the new one can fully crystallize. You must forget who you thought you were in order to remember who you truly are. Think of it like this. The actor who has played Hamlet for years on stage must go through a period of shedding that role before he can fully step into a new one, like King Lear. He has to release the mannerisms, thought patterns, and emotional responses that served him in the past. Your identity amnesia is part of that process. You are letting go of a role you've played brilliantly, but one that no longer fits the vastness of who you are becoming. So when you feel like your old career no longer excites you, or when certain friendships feel distant, this isn't about you becoming negative or antisocial. It's your soul's honest recognition that the script has ended. The costume no longer fits, and now you're standing in the wings, free and open to the new role that is waiting for you. Celebrate this amnesia. It is not a loss of self, but a liberation from the limited version of yourself. Third sign, and perhaps the most metaphysical, is the experience of extreme time dilation and synchronicities. Suddenly, the fabric of time itself seems to warp. Days seem to pass in a blur while an hour can stretch on endlessly. You might feel intense moments of déjà vu, moments that stop you in your tracks. And then the synchronicities start. Repeating numbers like 11, 444, 222 showing up everywhere, on clocks, license plates, receipts. You think of an old friend, and they call you a moment later. You have a question, and the answer appears on a billboard as you drive by. To the old timeline's logic, this might seem like coincidence, your brain just picking up on patterns. But from the perspective of the quantum projectionist, this is the sound of the old film slipping its sprockets. A timeline is held together by a steady rhythm, a predictable frequency. But as you withdraw your focus, that rhythm begins to break down. The film starts to stutter and tear in the projector. In those moments of disruption, two things happen. First, the linear flow of time is interrupted, which creates the sensation of time dilation. But more importantly, light from the new timeline, your greatest timeline, begins to bleed through those cracks. The synchronicities, the number sequences, are not just random signs from the universe. They are glimpses, little frames from the new movie. They are photons from your desired reality making their way through the dissolving fabric of your old one. They are undeniable signs that the new timeline is not just waiting for you, but is already starting to overlap with and gently shift your current experience. So, what are the signs of a quantum jump? They may not be what you expect. They're not subtle whispers. They're more like the signals of the old world fading, its structure breaking down, which you'll notice through the chaos in your life, the shifting of your identity, and even the very fabric of time itself beginning to bend. These signs are all interconnected. They form a trinity of transformation, a harmonious feedback loop that confirms your shift is not just underway, but is nearing its final stage. To help you anchor this, I want to offer a simple yet powerful framework, a kind of decoder lens, to help you interpret these experiences when they arise. Each time one of these signs appears, try seeing it through this lens. When you experience the chaos catalyst, recognize it for what it is, demolition. When you feel the wave of identity amnesia, celebrate it for what it is, liberation. When you notice the glitches in time and the flow of synchronicities, know it for what it is, transmission. Demolition, liberation, transmission. This is not your life falling apart. This is your old reality being lovingly dismantled, your old identity being gently set free, and the first glimpses of your new reality being softly downloaded into your awareness. This is the final stage before the new film begins to play uninterrupted. This is the proof you've been waiting for. You can already see it in your life. Now, we move from understanding these signs intellectually to fully experiencing them in your body. This is the activation. This is the moment we stop the old projector and load the new film. This isn't just a visualization, this is a quantum shift. I invite you to give me your full presence. Find a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be disturbed for the next 10 minutes. Sit with your back straight, and when you're ready, gently close your eyes. Begin by bringing your awareness to your breath, a simple inhale and a slow exhale. You are here, you are now, you are safe. Now gently bring to mind your current reality. See it as it is, your life as it stands today. Don't judge it, don't analyze it, just observe it. See it as a movie playing on a giant screen in front of you. The characters, the familiar scenes, the repeating emotional moments. This has been the film. Now I want you to shift your perspective. Instead of being inside the movie or even sitting in the audience, I want you to feel yourself behind the screen. Feel yourself as the source of the light that projects this film. You are not the image, you are the light. Feel that subtle but powerful shift in your identity right now. Feel the warmth, the stillness, the quiet power of being the source. From this place, you are simply illuminating a story that has served you, that has taught you, and that has now reached its final reel. It's time to withdraw your light. Gently, lovingly, I want you to begin dimming your light. Feel your focus gently receding from the film. As you do, the image on the screen begins to flicker. The colors fade. The sounds become distant like echoes. You are not rejecting it, you are not destroying it. You are releasing it with gratitude. With each exhale, quietly whisper a thank you to the old timeline. Thank you for the strength it gave you. Thank you for the lessons, for the growth, for bringing you to this exact moment of liberation. And as you release it with love, the light dims more and more until the screen is peaceful and dark. The old movie is over. Sit in this stillness for a moment. This is not emptiness. This is the space of all potential. This is the quantum field. You are pure consciousness in a silent, dark archive, and all around you in this infinite space, you can begin to sense something. Not with your eyes, but with your entire being. There are countless reels of film here, each one a perfectly complete, fully realized timeline, a potential reality. There are millions of them, billions. Do not try to search for the right timeline, because the mind cannot grasp the infinite possibilities before you. Instead, you must tune into a deeper part of yourself. You must feel. Bring your awareness inward to the center of your being, to your heart. Tune into the frequency, the unique signature of your greatest timeline. How does it feel? Don't focus on what it looks like, the car, the house, the relationship. Go deeper to the core feeling. What does absolute freedom feel like in your body? Does it feel like lightness in your chest, an opening in your heart, a gentle expansiveness in your shoulders? Does it feel like unconditional love, a warmth spreading through you, or perhaps a soft hum behind your ears? Maybe it's the energy of vibrant health, buzzing in your cells, or a calm, grounded strength deep in your core. Feel into this sensation. Let it become clear, strong, undeniable. This is your navigational beacon guiding you. As you anchor this feeling, one word will come to mind, a word that embodies the essence of your greatest timeline. Don't think too hard, just let it arise. Let that word resonate deep within you. Now, from this infinite space of potential, one film reel begins to glow. It vibrates at the exact same frequency you are embodying right now. It is calling to you because it is you. You don't need to move toward it. Your resonance draws it effortlessly into your hands. Feel its weight, its potential. This is the script, the reality, the life that is yours. Now, with reverence, you turn to the projector, your very own consciousness. You open the gate, gently remove the old, spent reel and place the new one inside. You thread the film, feeling the new story, the new energy being locked into place. This moment right now is the culmination of everything. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let your light flood on full blast. Let a pure, brilliant white light pour from your being through the new film, onto the screen of reality. But you are not just watching the film, you are becoming it. Feel the light pouring through and feel yourself merging with the first scene of this new timeline. You are not simply observing joy. You are the joy. You are not witnessing peace unfolding. You are the peace. You are not watching abundance appear. You are the abundance. You are fully immersed in this new timeline. Anchor this moment. What does the first breath feel like in this new reality? Breathe it in and notice how it fills your lungs in a new way. What's the first feeling that rises in your heart? Let it expand through your entire body. What's the first thought that forms in your mind? Notice its clarity, its power. Anchor these sensations deep into your cells. This is your new home. This is your new baseline. This is more real than anything that came before. Stay in this illumination as long as you need. When you're ready, gently begin to bring your awareness back. Feel the chair beneath you. Hear the sounds in the room. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome. Welcome to the first day of your new timeline. Notice the room around you. It may look the same, the objects may be in the same place, but it's different now. It is illuminated by a new light, by your light. From this moment forward, everything is the manifestation of the film you just chose to play. The activation is complete. You are no longer the character. You are the quantum projectionist. Your work from now on is simple. Keep your light focused on the new film. Especially when the echoes of the old film try to distract you, remember, this is the great revelation and the embodiment of your new timeline. These moments, the choice to stay present in the new story, are where the mastery begins. It requires a different kind of discipline, not the discipline of effort, but the discipline of focus. I'm now offering you 3 core protocols, which are part of your daily practice as the projectionist. They are not just suggestions. They are the keys to living as the creator of your new reality. These tools are the guideposts for your new identity. The first one is called the Daily Illumination, a simple but essential 5-minute morning practice. This practice is vital because sleep serves as a form of reset. While you're asleep, you drift back into the vast potential of the quantum field where everything is possible. But waking up is your first act of observation each day. For most of your life, this first act has unconsciously brought you back to the old timeline. You wake up, remember your challenges, feel the familiar anxieties, and before you know it, the same old movie begins to play, even before your feet touch the floor. The daily illumination interrupts this habit at its core. It ensures that the very first energy you broadcast into the world is the frequency of your greatest timeline. This practice helps rewire your brain, reinforcing the neural pathways of your new reality and making it the dominant frequency of your day. Here, how you can practice it. Step 1. Before you open your eyes, before you check your phone, and before your mind starts racing about the day ahead, stay still for a moment. Step 2. Recall the feeling you anchored during the activation. Not the specifics, don't focus on the pictures or images, just the core feeling. That sense of peace, freedom, expansion, joy, whatever it was for you. Bring it into your body again. It might feel like a warmth in your chest, a lightness in your head, or a calm stillness in your gut. Step 3. For 5 full minutes, hold your focus on that feeling. Breathe into it, and with every inhale, let it expand. With each exhale, let it settle more deeply within you. You're not trying to manifest anything or ask for anything. You're simply being the light, tuned to the frequency of your new reality. You're illuminating the new timeline before the old one has a chance to reassert itself. A common mistake to avoid is trying to visualize specific outcomes. The mind may want to picture your new house, your new job, or a specific relationship. This is the old way, the efforting, the striving. The new way is effortless. It's about embodying the frequency of the reality that's already here, waiting for you. The feeling is the cause, and the physical reality is the effect. When you lock onto that feeling, the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to match it. The visuals, the material forms, will follow as evidence, not as effort. And then, think about one small action you can take in the next 24 hours that feels aligned with this new frequency, no matter how small. Let that action come from this feeling. The second tool is for use during your day. It's called the focus collapse. This technique is especially helpful when the old timeline tries to pull you back in. You know those moments when a negative thought pops up or you react in fear. Or maybe you have an interaction with someone who only knows the old you. These are echoes, remnants of the past film. Even though the main projector is off, your old conditioning may try to pull you into a reaction. But as the projectionist, you understand that any attention you give to these echoes is like turning the light back onto the old film. It's like feeding energy into the past. The focus collapse helps you consciously withdraw your energy and keep the light focused on your new world. It's a simple 3-step process. Step 1. Acknowledge. When an old thought or feeling arises, such as the fear of scarcity, don't resist it. Acknowledge its presence without judgment. In your mind, simply say, I see this echo of the old scarcity film. The key is to see it as just that, an echo, not your current truth. This non-resistance stops you from fueling it with more energy or a reaction. Step 2. Withdraw. Now consciously pull your light away from it. Visualize your focus as a beam of light that's shining on that old thought. Imagine you're gently pulling that beam of light back, away from the thought, leaving it in the dark. You're not fighting it, not destroying it. You're simply choosing not to give it your attention and energy. By gently practicing these tools, you're continuously shifting your focus, your light, and your energy towards your new reality. With each moment you consciously withdraw your energy from the past, you bring yourself closer to fully embodying the new timeline you've chosen. It's a peaceful, graceful process, and you're already well on your way. It cannot exist without your light. 3. Re-illuminate immediately, with no hesitation. When you notice an old thought or pattern arise, return to the core feeling of your new timeline. Bring your focus back to the feeling you cultivated during your daily illumination practice, whether it's expansion, peace, freedom, or something else that resonates deeply with you. In that moment, you are changing your reality in real time. The most important thing to remember here is that self-judgment is not necessary. It's natural for old patterns to emerge, but when they do, it's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you are succeeding each time you notice them and choose not to energize them. The more you practice, the easier it will become to redirect your focus back onto the new timeline. Every time you do, you weaken the old narrative and strengthen the new one. You'll use this tool many times a day at first, and each time, you're gently but powerfully shifting your energy. The key is to use this tool the moment you feel the pull of old patterns, and to do so with compassion for yourself. The third and final protocol is called evidence collection. This is a quiet yet powerful evening practice designed to reinforce the crystallization of your new reality. The quantum field is responsive. What you choose to focus on grows, and by actively seeking evidence of your new timeline, you are signaling to the universe, more of this, please. This practice trains your perception to notice the subtle, beautiful ways the new reality is unfolding around you, speeding up the manifestation process. Hear how you can do it. Every evening before you sleep, open a journal or a note on your phone. Title it New Timeline Evidence and write down 3 small things from your day that reflect your new timeline manifesting. These don't need to be huge moments. Often, they'll be small, subtle signs. A stranger's warm smile, an unexpected discount on your coffee, hearing a song on the radio that speaks to your new state of being, finding a parking spot just when you need it, or even a sudden flow of creative ideas. These are not coincidences. They are the first frames of the new movie beginning to materialize in your life. The most important thing here is not to dismiss these small signs. The old version of you, your old identity, might try to label these moments as trivial or coincidental. But as the projectionist, you understand there is no such thing as coincidence. Everything that aligns with your chosen frequency is a sign, a little confirmation that your new timeline is already unfolding. By documenting and honoring these small signs, you strengthen their energy and open the door for larger signs to appear. This simple act helps to anchor you in your new reality as you close your day, sending the signal of your greatest timeline out into the universe right before you drift off to sleep. The activation is complete. The protocols are now part of you. And now you move forward. You live from this place of light. You go through your day with less effort and more allowance. You don't need to force things or control every outcome. You simply shine, knowing that you are the source of your experience, not a victim of it. When challenges arise, you no longer ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, you ask, "Which timeline am I illuminating right now?" You've shifted from being a passive observer, hopping for a better story, to being the one in the projection booth, consciously choosing the masterpiece you wish to experience. Your power has never been in your actions, your words, or your circumstances. It has always been in your focus, in the light of your awareness. You have received the sign. You have completed the activation. The person who began this practice no longer exists because that person was a character in a story that has now reached its final scene. You have stepped out of the audience, walked past the screen, and taken your rightful place as the source of the light. You are no longer waiting for the future. You are gently, intentionally illuminating it into existence. This is mastery. This is sovereignty. This is the beginning of a life lived not by default, but by conscious, divine design. Acknowledge yourself for this. Let the truth of this accomplishment settle into your being, recalibrating every cell, raising your frequency. The waiting is over. The work you thought you had to do has already been done. Your new function is effortless. It is to simply be who you now know yourself to be. You are the projector, the light, the source. But mastering your own projection is just the first step. It's a profound, life-altering shift, a defining moment, but it's not the final destination. Because your light, this brilliant, coherent beam of consciousness you now command, does not shine in isolation. It shines outward into a vast cosmos filled with other lights. A network of projectors, each casting their own timeline into existence. For a long time, your light was diffused, flickering, unconsciously projecting a film you didn't choose. Now it is focused, powerful, broadcasting the frequency of your greatest timeline. But what happens when this frequency, this clear signal you are now sending out, begins to meet others in the field? When your light intersects with another light that resonates at the exact same vibrational frequency. This is where the journey moves beyond personal manifestation and into the realm of collective creation, the physics of soul family and shared reality. It's the next horizon of your power as a creator, understanding that you're not just building a new life for yourself. You are co-creating a new world. The films we project are not isolated. They overlap, they interact, they harmonize. Or they create dissonance. And when two frequencies, two beings vibrating at the same frequency meet, something incredible happens: quantum resonance. This is not just attraction, it's amplification. When two coherent waves of the same frequency meet, they don't just add to each other, they multiply. Imagine the effect. Your joy, when it meets the joy of your soul family, doesn't just double, it expands exponentially. Your abundance, resonating with collective prosperity, creates a gravitational field of wealth far more powerful than anything you could manifest alone. Your peace, when it harmonizes with others who are anchored in the same peaceful vibration, becomes a stabilizing force for the entire planetary consciousness. This is the key. This is how the new Earth is not just manifested but built. It is built by individual lights, projectors, who have mastered their own light and then find each other, not by searching but by resonating. This understanding of resonance is the key to effortlessly magnetizing your true soul tribe to you. They will not be drawn to the character you play. They will be drawn to the light you emit. To continue your integration into this new reality, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. In our next video, Quantum Resonance Explained, we'll dive deeper into how your frequency attracts your soul tribe. This knowledge is essential to stabilizing and expanding your new timeline frequency. But we won't stop there. After we explore how your new timeline acts as a broadcast signal, a cosmic calling card, we will explore how these individual connections create larger structures that form the foundation for a completely new way of being. So, stay tuned. We'll go from theory to practical application, helping you understand how to make your frequency visible to those who resonate with it. We'll guide you in fine-tuning that signal, helping you clear away any lingering static from the old timeline, so that you can become a clear and powerful beacon for the relationships, opportunities, and synchronicities that are aligned with your new reality. After that, we'll gently dive into a topic that might feel a little deeper: how collective timelines are more real than you may have imagined. It's here that we begin to understand how entire worlds are born, and how we can consciously participate in the greatest timeline shift in human history. This is your new curriculum, the next phase of your journey. Move forward from this moment, from this sacred space of activation, not as someone waiting for a better life, but as the light that creates it. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the very context from which circumstances arise. You are no longer asking for a sign. You are the shift that makes reality move. Your only role now is to shine. Your only task is to remember who you are. When doubt surfaces, when the echoes of the old story try to flicker at the edge of your awareness, do not resist them. Simply remember that you are the light and choose to turn up your own radiance. Illuminate the reality you desire with such gentle yet unwavering focus that any lesser versions of reality fade into the background. Watch as the universe, in all its wisdom, rearranges itself to match the film you've chosen to project. Your greatest timeline is no longer a distant dream. It is here, it is now, it is you.